So in my case, to remove the brake pads and the disc, I need to remove this latch first, which holds kind of some sort of pressure on the pads. Then I have two bolts here, one here, one here. This releases the grip, this part here that, you know, has the the housing for the pads. And then behind there are two 18mm bolt, in my case millimeter here, that actually is like the place where the this housing gets screwed on. After that, this can be removed, and after removing this, just use your hammer a couple of times to remove this, because this is probably rusted inside. So yeah, and also then the wear sensor has to be replaced at this point. But yeah, on this side I've already done it. It's complete. So basically I replaced the disc. It comes with a bolt, as you can see, new brake pads and everything. So only one side has the sensor. Actually, I don't know what this one is, but it goes into the housing. I think it has to do, I don't know, disc wear or something. I've never seen it. But yeah, and this is copper grease to prevent things from sticking together when they rust. So basically now this is on the wheel hub. I actually also applied on the hub itself, which is behind the disc, because it was hard to remove the disc. So yeah, so you can see the two screws I was talking about, one here and like this, and one down here. So you basically remove those, which releases this housing. I've already removed the caliper, or the latch. I'll basically just put it in and just unscrew it. At this point I think it's almost loose. Yeah, some of these bolts are hard to pull because all of the brake dust in them and all of that, and they're actually loose but almost impossible to. So I'll have to kind of use a tool of sorts, or something like flat screwdriver, you see, and then pull it out. It's hard, and I don't want to damage the there we go. So one removed, I gotta take the other one, and you see this is all the brake dust. I gotta use a wire brush on this to clean them. So after removing both bolts, right, you can see that it will be almost impossible to remove the brakes because of this lip. It's quite thick, you see. So what you gotta do is pull in one of these in there, gotta push it, and you'll see the piston going in, and this will allow us to remove the pads. Do note that if you do this, usually people say it damages the discs. I think it damages the pads. Not sure about the discs, because I don't think that, you know, applying such light force actually bends the disc. But I mean, to each own. I'm not a professional, so. At this point, I'm pressing the caliper in. From what I know, usually one should bleed out. So basically open this one here, but I'm refraining to introducing air because I'm not a professional. So basically what I do is, I think you get it, open the lid of the wheel brake. So basically, like, if air gets, if somehow, you know, the pressure builds up in that wheel pump, it does not build up too much. So yeah. So these are the two 18mm bolts that I was talking about. These are quite hard to remove. On my car, they're recommended to be replaced, but since I forgot to buy them, and I'm quite careful with them, I'm not afraid. But yeah, that is a recommendation. So after removing these two bolts, you can remove the entire housing that holds the brake system in place. And after that, you need just to remove this screw and hammer it a couple of times because it's rusted to the hub. I'll show it how it is later. But yeah, and this is recommended not to be left suspended, because we don't want to put strain on the brakes, because it's already quite hard, because there's a lot of pressure in it. So yeah, and exactly what I said, because I've pressed in the brakes, you can see that all the oil got back. So yeah, that's what I mean. Because otherwise, if you didn't remove the cap, there's gonna be a lot of built up pressure in here. It kind of leaked a bit. Yeah, so if you look here, these are the drops here. Usually it's not great because the oil is corrosive, but hopefully it didn't go much through. All right, yeah, so unfortunately it's leaking a bit too much than I was anticipating. But yeah, so after removing the 18mm screws, here's the bracket. And this is usually those two screws that I showed in the beginning. This is where they screw in, and they get stuck because of the EC, the brake dust. So usually it's a good habit just to blow them or something. So now I'll remove this, and now hammer time. All right, I'll show one on them. So as you can see, this one is rusted pretty badly. So this is why I apply that copper grease. I use the this metal brush, but since I don't have a drill or anything to properly kind of clean it, I just go manual, apply the copper grease around here, and then just put on the new disc and start the reverse process. So after scrubbing a bit and applying brake cleaner, this is how it looks. I cannot remove these parts, it's quite hard, but I'll put on the grease and I'll show you how it looks later. So this is after applying the copper grease. This will prevent, so that, you know, after 4 or 5 years, whatever, will prevent that rust will basically bind to the metal, meaning that when I put the disc, which will rest on this part here, I might also apply here, but I didn't see much rust here, just a little bit here, but that was not bad. Most of it was actually here. So this is where I'm actually applying the copper grease to prevent rust buildup and eventually binding. Right, I didn't mention this, but the brake sensor, oh, what the fuck you got out? But yeah, so yeah, basically hook that in there, hook it in here, back in here, and then boom, whenever you got it, everything set together. So now you can see this is back into place. It's screwed. I've applied some copper paste here, so things don't get seized up, you know, due to rust. Anyway, then I'll apply this back in and use that new caliper to put it into place, and I'm basically done. Then I just need to put on the wheels. Oh yeah, by the way, the brake wear cable, I'll put it in there. Yeah, so I've been draining the oil while I was working on the brakes. Yeah, as you can see. So after I put on the wheels, I'll lower the car, I'll put in some oil, change the air filter, and yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, there we go, it's done. Now putting back on the wheel. As you can see, those are the contact points, and this is where we want to avoid rust. So yeah. Oh, and I actually bought 4 new screws, because the ones that when the car came, for some reason they were worn out. Not the back ones, but the front ones. It was really hard to tighten them, so I bought 4 new bolts for both for both sides of the front. So yeah, this is done. My ad hoc strainer, and now I'm gonna. This is the old bolt that came with the car. I think it's time to change it, so bought a new one. Comes with a washer, but every time you buy a new oil filter, it also comes with a washer. So yeah, I'm just gonna screw it in, lower the car, put on the oil, change the air filter, and once my car is washed, because it's quite dirty, I'll change the wipers.